Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening to Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, is a clear reminder of something I always emphasize on. There is so much wrongdoing one can engage in before it starts to kill their conscience. There is so much wrongdoing one can engage in before it starts to kill their conscience. When we become so accustomed to wrongdoings and wrong actions that it silences our inner voices, we lose the very thing that keeps us human, the conscience. Conscience is very vital for anyone living in a moral, human-oriented world. For Puff Daddy to repeatedly engage in questionable behaviors, allowing his conscience to become so numb that it no longer guided him, leading him to the situation he is right now. It shows how unintelligent he is actually. I mean, if he ever said that he never expected this day to come, he must be lying to himself, because there was so much evil recorded. The purpose of the conscience is very simple. It exists to help us distinguish between right and wrong. It is there to pull us back when we go too far, to warn us when we are on a dangerous path. Just like the 10 Commandments, you don't necessarily need the 10 Commandments to know exactly when you are off track in life. Your conscience will always be there to signal you that you are going off track, that you are doing the wrong thing. This brings me to the concept of sin and wrongdoing. For so many people, they believe that sin is a sin, based on their doctrine. Just like comparing murder and somebody stealing from your neighbor's pot. Categorizing the two of them as the same sin. Sadly, I disagree. If we all view sins to be same, justice becomes a very heavy burden. It doesn't seem fair or rational to weigh small infractions equally with heinous crimes. It doesn't make sense. Take Sean Combs' current legal troubles, for example. The evidence against him is so overwhelming, pointing to years of wrongdoings that he allowed to cloud his conscience. The consequences he faces are heavy, and it's clear he went all in on a path of self-destruction by ignoring his inner voice, the conscience, because I'm very sure they warned him. And that's what happens when you go against your conscience. Serious consequences follow, both in this life and beyond. Whether you face prison or external judgment, the price of ignoring your conscience is steep. The bottom line is, once you start going against your conscience, you're on a path of self-destruction, often without realizing it. To anybody listening to me right now, I understand there is a lot of evil around us. But if you've gone beyond the point of conscience or even silenced it altogether, I encourage you to stop and reassess. Get back in tune with your conscience. You'll find peace in doing so. Don't bring perpetual shame and embarrassment to yourself or those who love you. Take steps away from wrongdoing and become a better version of yourself. You'll be surprised by how much you will love the new you. Love yourself.